video about the mindset that you want to have on the day of your driving test. Now, as you know, if you've been following this channel, I've been a driving instructor for a very long time, 22 years, and I've got lots and lots of experience of seeing people go to their driving test and whether they can go in confidently or whether they sometimes fall to pieces, right? Now, I've noticed over the many years that I've been an instructor, sometimes I'll have a pretty decent student, right? And we do well and everything's going fine. And then on the day of their test, they fall to pieces. They're an absolute jittering mess. Yeah, they can barely hold the steering wheel. It's like they've had 2,000 coffees, yeah? And they're just so nervous. Their leg is shaking on the clutch. Their whole body. Sometimes I've even been able to see their hair shaking. Now, the very first thing that I will say, if you're dealing with extreme nerves, the number one thing is make sure that you're practiced enough, yeah? Like beyond like anything, make sure that you really know how to drive, right? Okay, don't go to a driving test if you're secretly thinking, I don't know what I'm doing, right? Because they're going to find it, yeah? And also you're going to go to pieces with nerves. But this video really is about people who are ready for their driving test, but they still go to pieces when they go to this driving test. Now, I've thought about this a lot over the years, and what I've considered about this is that these types of people are putting the examiner on a pedestal, this golden pedestal, this kind of like almost like kind of godlike kind of status, you know. The examiner's like right up on this little pedestal like made of solid gold, yeah, and they've got a crown on and stuff. Don't forget that you've hired them to sit with you. You've paid them to look at your drive to see whether you're good enough. Like you've employed them, yeah, right? So you've employed somebody to look at your drive to see whether you're good enough for the road, right? You want to go in there and you want to show off. You want to be like, I'm going to impress this person. I'm going to make this person think that I'm the best driver that they've ever seen. Try not to go in there and be like, oh God, and like lower and like be kind of submissive to this person. Like they're on some kind, you've hired them. Yeah, you want to have the mindset of like, right, I've hired you to have a look at my drive and look at how great I am. Yeah, whether you've had driving lessons with a driving instructor or whether you've learnt from a very good driver in your family, friend, whatever, colleague, whatever, you know, if you know in your heart and your mind that you should be there, there's an air of confidence that you should go in there and go, yeah, you know, I don't mind if you give me a 60-mile-an-hour road. I don't mind whether you give me a manoeuvre of any description, parallel park, bay park, pull up on the right, controlled stop, yeah? I don't mind if you give me those things. I don't mind if you give me a complicated spiral roundabout. I don't mind if you give me sharp turns because I know how to do it all. And everything that you give to me, I'm going to impress you. I'm going to make you go back into your dusty little office and I'm going to make you say to your other driving examiner colleagues, God, I was just with the best driver that I've been in this job for 15,000 years and I've never seen a driver as good as that in my life. That's the kind of thing that you want to do. You know, some of my poor students are going in there and they think that this examiner is some kind of like, you know, godlike figure with a golden pen, yeah? You just want to be like, right, thank you for being here, yeah? I'm going to now show you what I'm capable of, yeah? And this is what I do, and this is how I'm going to be a fantastic addition to the road. This is how I'm going to drive and keep myself safe, all the people around me safe, all the people's children in their cars, all my children that I've got in my cars safe, that I'm a safe driver on this road. Not a slow driver, by the way, when I say that, a safe driver, because sometimes driving slow is actually not the safe option, right? You know, if you're doing like 25 on a 60, that's not safe because people are going to have to overtake you, yeah? But like, we just need to see this for the reality of it actually is, yeah? I think over the years, you know, these driving examiners, you know, they've been put on all these pedestals and look, they do a fantastic job and I know that they've had training, but once all that training's done, this person sits in a car with, I think it's 6 people a day, right, for 40 minutes, I think it is. I don't pay much attention to the job, but I think they sit with 6 people a day for 40 minutes and they write negatively. That's what they do, yeah? It's a negative marking job. And I'm sure that's why a lot of people don't stay in the job for very long, because I'm not sure how healthy that is, yeah, to mark negatively all day, every day, 6 times a day, all for the rest of your life, yeah. I've seen driving examiners come and go, to be completely honest with you. I've seen them walk in on day one or happy as Larry, and then, 2 years down the line, they sort of walk in and just say somebody's name, and then walk out again, This person is marking negatively, but you want to go in there and you just want to be like, right, okay, I know what your job is. I know that you're a negative marker, right? But I'm gonna show you what brilliance is. I'm gonna show you that you can't use your pen. I'm gonna really make you feel, wow, this is what it's all about. This person is absolutely fantastic, yeah? Make sure that you know what you're doing. You know in your heart. You don't need a driving instructor to tell you whether you're ready for your driving test. You know, yeah? If your driving instructor turns round to you and says you're excellent, you know. My students know. I'm like, you're excellent. And I love it when my student turns around and goes, I know. It makes me laugh. Like, I think it's absolutely hilarious. I love it when my students talk to me like that. It's brilliant. I totally welcome all that kind of speech. You can be as arrogant as you want in my car. It's funny, right? Love it. Be arrogant. Enjoy what you do. If you've done something brilliantly, like a double mini roundabout or a perfect turn or a perfect manoeuvre, say to yourself, that was good. I did well, And hopefully you've got a driving instructor who's like, yeah, that was damn good. Like today, my student did a bay park, and my God, it was good. Yeah, just went up, checked everything. In he goes, perfect observations, perfectly just in. It was like measurable on both sides. I was like, wow, that was pretty good. And he was like, I want this license. I was like, yeah, you do. That was a brilliant manoeuvre, that's impressive stuff, yeah. On this topic, right, sometimes I pretend to be a driving examiner. And when I do, when I'm pretending to be a driving examiner and I'm doing mock tests for people and I do the stern ROS, and I've turned off all my emotions and I'm pretending to be them, not giving any feedback of any description. When we get to a difficult junction, there's literally 2 categories that you can fall into. The panicker or the Zen student who knows what they're doing, right? If we go up to a really big hill, I know that that's hard. That's not easy. I know that, yeah? So as we're going up, all I'm doing is like thinking, I wonder what category they're going to fall into. When I stop them on this hill, which is really hard, I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder whether they'll fall to pieces, category A, or whether they're going to keep Zen-like, keep focused, set everything up properly, and then Zen move away, like they've just been in a spa all day, and just move away. And it literally is that simple. Which category are they going to fall into? It's a bit like if they choose the wrong lane. Immediately, if I'm pretending to be the examiner, immediately if we're in the wrong lane and I know that they're in the wrong lane, yeah, they're going to fall into category. I'm just waiting. Are they going to be a student who panics, swerves, does weird things? Do I need to go for the brakes and use my steering wheel for them? Do I need to go over and help them? Or are they going to turn around to me and go, I'm in the wrong lane, I'm so sorry, I better go the right way. I better go the correct way for this lane, yeah? You're allowed to go the wrong way without failing as long as you do it correctly. You're going to fall into 2 categories. You're literally going to fall into the panicker, or you're going to fall into the person who goes, oh, sorry about that, I've chosen the wrong lane. Or the Zen person who's been in a spa all day and they're like, right, I need to set my gas and find my bite on this massive hill that I'm on. Just 2 categories. I do that on my mock tests. I'm just waiting. If somebody is in the wrong lane and then they say to me, oh, I'm in the wrong lane, I better go the wrong way, I can relax. I know I don't have to brake. I know I don't have to go for the wheel, so I can relax. Oh, thank God. My student's got this, right? I can chill out. I can relax, yeah? I'm waiting for that. I need that, So fall into the category of like, I've got this. Don't fall into the category of panicking. If you think about it logically, if you were sat with somebody who had their driving licence and they went to a big hill, you're not going to want your driver to be like, don't like it. Oh my God, I'm really freaking out. Like that, you would want your driver to be like, wow, this is a bit tricky, this. I'm just going to have to turn the music off. Do you mind if we just don't talk for a minute? I just need to set this up. You'd be like that. You'd wait. Yeah, because you want them to have control. And that's just you being you. You're not an examiner. But if you're an examiner, that's like 10 million times even stronger that they'd want you to keep control. Yeah, because you're doing a driving test. Okay. So I hope that all this bit of information helps you today, because I see it over the years. Yeah, just go in there and impress these people. Be taught enough so you can be skilled and confident in that way, and then go in there and impress them. Yeah. And if you make any mistakes, just go into Zen mode and be like, I'm not going to fall into the panicker, the 50-50 panicker realm. I'm going to be the person who can keep this together, set things up correctly, and just chilled. Yeah. All right. So I hope that bit of information helps. I'd better go to work.